in my 2 years of YouTubing here, this is hands down my favorite comment I've ever received. This is definitely going to be a t-shirt. Greetings, good humans, and welcome to Tabletop Alchemy, where sometimes we need to refresh the old what can you expect from this channel video, or channel trailer, or, you know, basically whatever goes here in this section on YouTube. And we never forget to thank our patrons, some of whom have been supporting the channel from the very beginning, which is, yes, pretty mind-blowing. To me, anyway. Now, all of you regulars, you're all going to know the stuff I'm going to talk about. This is for any new viewers who happen to wander by. I apologize if you feel like I'm stiffing you content-wise for the week. I just... What now? Rowan, there you go. Say hi. Say hi to the viewers. Because new viewers should know that Rowan Witchbane runs this studio space, and, yeah. She likes to take over whenever she can. Okay, yes, I have a cat who appears in videos from time to time. Don't go right back to that box, man. Okay, I'm trying to get back on track here to the script that's in front of me. Let me find my place where I was. So, yes, for any new viewers, this is how videos normally go. Why you gotta play with the squid with the bell right now? Obviously, we all know why. Insurgency is her normal mode. Let me get back to why I felt this had to be done, this update. In particular for potential new viewers, if there are any left after the shenanigans. We're just gonna roll with it. People like cats, right? Y'all love Rowan. You know you do. People would rather see Rowan than me 99% of the time. I understand that. So now she's just gonna be in the background with a bell. Fix hair that doesn't want to be fixed. I need a haircut. My barber's always drunk. We all knew who my barber is. The other reason I wanted to do it for this episode is this is the channel's 2-year anniversary. That's right. I've been posting weekly videos for 104 weeks now in a row. Now, I understand that that isn't a big deal in the scope of YouTube overall, but in the scope of me personally, this is essentially the most consistent thing I've ever done. So, 2 years ago, I started this channel with a kind of topic rhythm in mind for pretty specific reasons which haven't changed, and I laid out what that rhythm or schedule was supposed to be in my first video, which I called What Can You Expect? So this is my first sequel, the first sequel I've ever produced. So my goal for the channel is to drop a video every Thursday, and within that release schedule I plan to have a monthly category structure that includes one D&D or RPG related video, one skirmish game related video. This guy talks slow, man. He does not know what he's doing. He is not comfortable yet in front of camera. You know, because I am now. Caught my interest. All right, that's enough. So, yeah, my main goal then and now is to create the expectation of a variety of topics, because I know enough about myself to know that I simply cannot fixate on the same thing forever. It's just the way that I'm built, and I need to account for this and prepare folks for my inconsistencies, or, you know, variety of fun topics. Now, first things first. My name is Ignatius Fisher. I go by Fish out in the day job landscape because Iggy is not cool. For me, Iggy Pop is definitely cool. I'm not Iggy Pop. Anyway, in my personal background, I've done a lot of things for work. I've been a Starbucks barista, a movie theater usher, a technical writer, a Hollywood special effects model maker, a produced screenwriter, a video producer, a photographer, a filmmaker, and even a skydiver, just to name a few things. Now, I'm lying about skydiving. I've only skydived twice. I never did it for work. I would love to be the guy that skydives with the skydivers to film them for their after video. God, that'd be an awesome job. I would love to do that. But I threw it in there because it sounded cool. And I'm nothing if not all about making myself sound cooler than I am. Hey man, it's YouTube. You know what you signed up for by clicking on a YouTube video. Come on. So let's see. Let's get personal for a second. I've also been in trouble with the law. I've made huge mistakes in life. I've hurt people. I've raised a couple of daughters, sort of, and I've dealt with depression and fear. I've been addicted to video games. I've done some drugs. I still drink coffee and smoke tobacco. And I produce everything for this channel, mostly in my one-bedroom apartment, and I'm trying to grow as a person. Hopefully, these are just sort of things that like lots of people can relate to. You know, maybe. I mean, we're all human, right? And we all happen to be on this round rock with water on it hurtling through space at the same time, together, just at this particular moment in time. And I think that's pretty trippy. We all got on the same Disneyland ride, you know, at the same time. I should stop talking. Now, how about what am I interested in? Now, I've been into a lot of geeky, nerdy stuff from way back when that was definitely the antithesis of cool. I love D&D and Shadowrun from back in the late 80s and early 90s. I like Warhammer and Frostgrave and Silver Bayonet and just all kinds of tabletop games, both role-playing and skirmish style, and generally I just love the fantasy and cyberpunk and sci-fi aesthetics. I love miniatures, like all kinds of miniatures. I like painting them. I like moving around on a table. I love rolling dice and drawing cards. I like miniature terrain. I grew up reading more than anything, and I love books and movies, and really I just love storytelling, and I love imagination. I have never been an expert at anything, no matter how much I've wanted to be. I'm also lazy. I kind of dislike authority. I can be contrary and contradictory, and sometimes I'm pretty naive. I've always wanted to do whatever I wanted to do whenever I wanted to do it, and I am interested in lots of things. From philosophy to lighting portrait photography to tricking myself into working out as I get older, and I mean, just all kinds of stuff. But yes, I love the tabletop hobby. This is a tabletop hobby channel, and that is what we basically focus on. Here's a little bit of what we've done and discussed on the channel in the past couple of years. This is a white square, and it's also a wonderful, magical, miracle substance. And it's also carcinogenic, petroleum-based, and non-biodegradable. I just want to go on about one of the things I really, really like about the show, which is how the filmmakers depict the use of magic and its effects. So my top 3 gods are perceived or interpreted as 12 entities by different factions in my world. Having the organization nailed down for me is a big deal. Now I feel like the foundational work is over and the fun work is just beginning. As you can see, the Mod Podge is not great at going on smooth, which is typically fine for rougher organic ground type terrain. The straight primer side looks awesome. The MDF still has a relatively rough texture, but in scale it's actually very fine. I also don't really think it's the end of the world if someone just likes to chill out and think about playing games, or enjoy all the cool stuff peripheral to a certain game. I kept thinking of these guys stealing a cargo container bound for Kmart and cracking it open to find it full of hot pink sleeping bags. And here are our first couple of clowns. And after spraying down each tree, I got out some of this alternative leafy flock I already had from Nock and sprinkled this on top of all the green trees, and this was an excellent finishing touch. Of course, the first thing I had to come up with was a name for the warband itself, and I figured Nightmare Hunters was in order. Les Chasseurs de Cauchemar. I don't know if I said that right either, but that's my best attempt, and you're going to hear it a bunch in this video, so prepare for the pain. How do you go about, playtesting, Roger?
First off, it is the least enjoyable part of the job.
I dabbed on a miniature spoonful of baking soda and then dabbed on a microdose of super thin CA glue. And there he is in all his halitosis, weepy sore glory. Halitosis. Yeah. I almost want to get a shot of you putting your boot on the camera. Let's just try it. Can we try it?
Yeah.
Real quick? I'm gonna take that sword away from her face. Swings at somebody. Okay.
He'll edit the trash out.
Hey, what's up? There's never enough minutes in the day. You gotta keep your eye on those. Holy. Oh. Just as far as atmosphere goes, that's kind of what we want, you know? The smoke works so good, right? For just like making the scene what it is. I thought I'd bring you guys along and we'll see what this show is like, and if we can find some really cheap plastic model kits that we can use as just scrap or terrain stuff. Umhartha Winyashacht, the father of many sun-eating daughters, was cast afar in the rage of his wife, the Starkiller, the Siren's wrath, she who cannot forget nor forgive. But as for the swamp look, obviously my water effect is perfectly clear and perfectly wrong for swamp. So now I just gotta pack these guys up and ship them off and hope my daughter digs them. I use similar wash colors, but I use different brands and different hues to keep some subtle variation across the whole model. I actually really like how that stuff looks against the blue tiles and brown timbers. Very contrasty. I don't know, it's just kind of cool. I'm pretty happy with it as far as finishing a piece goes. This last guy has a huge net that I just couldn't figure out what color to paint. In the end, I went with purple. Yeah, I did that. But before I matte coated, I finished up the bases with foliage and tufts and stuff, little spots of color for any mushrooms on the ground, stuff like that. But you can do the same kind of thing with a cheap fog machine from the Halloween store, which is, again, what I used for the channel trailer shot. Another thing you'll notice is that the smoke rises and turns into haze pretty quick. You have to shoot a pic, then go take a look, and go, ah, damn it, and then take another guess as to where to put your hand and try again. And finally, I started to get what I was initially going for. Having never painted with oils before, all this is new to me. I waited 20 minutes before going back over the minis with a Q-tip sponge thing that was dampened with a little bit of thinner. I can already see that this procedure is another technique that's easy to do but hard to master. We think casually that there is such a thing as a perfect circle, but in reality, we know that because of pi, which is an infinite number, there is no mathematically perfect circle. And this is because every circle is actually just a cross-section of a spiral. And of course, there are spirals everywhere, because our universe is in constant motion. We're never in the same place. Ever. A little bit of stuff there. Our tabletop hobby has a ton of various things associated with it, tangentially or directly, which is maybe why I dig it. And I like making YouTube videos for a number of reasons. One, I like to share stuff I'm interested in or working on. Duh. Two, I really enjoy interacting with other folks out there. You know, folks like you and you over there and you in the back with the donuts, making snide comments. I like interacting with you too. Three, maintaining a production schedule for YouTube gives me the motivation to get stuff done. Because if anyone needs a kick in the pants to get up and do stuff, it's yours truly. And now, due in no small part to this channel, I have embarked on a fairly ambitious project that's going to take up a lot of my time and energy in like swells here and there, I suppose. All right, let's be honest. It's a little bit more than a fairly ambitious project. It's easily the biggest project I've ever attempted, and it runs a super high risk of failure. So that's cool, right? I mean, who gives up the chance to watch someone crash and burn? So come on, hit that subscribe button. I can't believe it. That's the first time I've ever put the words subscribe button in a video script. I really thought I would never do such a thing. I mean, I detest that phrase. But come on, that just worked too good, right? I mean, I had to do it. So, what's this big project? I'm attempting to make a feature film of a beloved tabletop miniature skirmish game, Joseph A. McCullough's Rangers of Shadow Deep. That's right, a live-action feature film, a real movie. So that brings us to the main question of what can you expect from this channel? You can expect some movie development stuff, because I want to share, and I guess maybe document, as much of the process and what goes into making a movie as I can, from screenwriting to post-production and everything in between. All these videos will get dumped into their own playlist for future reference. Now, also in the mix of possible topics you might see are videos like painting miniatures. Maybe quite a few videos on painting miniatures, because I like painting miniatures. And making terrain, which I don't like doing, but I love having it. I hope to one day soon get back to producing my style of narrative skirmish game battle reports, which is, I don't really know how to describe exactly what I'm doing with them, but you can check them out here. Currently, I'm in the middle of a silver bayonet saga. Brielle just laughs harder. She kicks it brutally in the chest, shoving it back, and its arms fly wide, and with an abrupt snarl, she stabs it straight through its throat. Gore and all but one of its hit points splattering the wall. Sweeping the gloom beyond the new shaft of sunlight, Claude spots a zombie through the ruins, and I hope to continue that for a bit before maybe venturing off to tell another story in another skirmish game universe. Now, I'm sure I'll be offering little psychological pep talks from time to time. I do that for both me and you. We really want to be motivated. We really want to do all the things. We don't want to be that couch potato. But if we ain't motivated, how are we going to get stuff done? Face it, we're not. And you might even see some Lego stuff in there from time to time, because I'm a fan of that too, surprise, surprise. Sometimes I just like to chat about a book or a movie or a TV show I like, or sometimes I even just make a podcast style episode that you can put on in the background while you hobby, and I relate some autobiographical tale that I think might be interesting. My buddy was producing some behind-the-scenes stuff for television commercial shoots for cosmetic companies like Revlon and Maybelline. Anyway, the model in this particular commercial spot was John Cougar Mellencamp's wife, Elaine Irwin. The caveat is that I try to make a point of relating all this stuff somehow to our tabletop gaming hobby, which is not hard to do. Like I said, we're all human and we all share some universal experiences. And we all like creative stuff, right? Maybe the bottom line is, I spent a long time trying to come up with the right channel name, and it's one of the few things I think I did an okay job with. Tabletop Alchemy, where you never know what you're gonna get. But when you do, hopefully it's interesting, or fun, or motivating, or maybe all of the above. One can hope. See ya.